This podcast is sponsored by Field Agent Canada.
You know what, guys? Retailers and brand folks, listen up. Things are moving fast out there. You got your product listed.
How do you know if it made it to the store? And then how do you know if it made it to the shelf? And then how do you know if it made it to the right part of the shelf? You have a really short window to prove success, but you can't prove success if you can't prove if it's there or not.
I mean, it was one of the most frustrating things, even when I was a buyer, is that I would tell you, you got your product listed. Yes, it's going out. You're going to be in 50 stores. Should be out this week. Well, there's times where someone could have gone in the store 2 weeks later and still found 15%, 20% of stores didn't have it.
And unless you're in every store in the country all at once, how the heck are you supposed to keep track of it all?
That's where Field Agent comes in. These folks get into stores coast to coast and tell you what's actually going on in the stores.
Shelf placement, pricing, packaging, compliance, you name it. And it starts at $16 a store.
Stop guessing. Get the data. Contact Field Agent Canada.
Check out www.fieldagentcanada.com and see what they can do for you.
Hey, welcome to This Commerce Life, an unscripted podcast that focuses on the stories behind small and independent Canadian retail and Canadian CPG.
What we try and do is deliver or pull out the story of our guests and give them to you. You know, the good, the bad, the ugly of retail and CPG in Canada. We're filling a need because we think that retail is hard on the best of days, but it's also a wonderful, wonderful place to grow up and make your living.
We also think that the industry, nor the people that inadvertently find themselves in the industry, really understand the industry at all. They don't really understand what goes on behind the scenes.
So listen to us, Phil and Kenny. We'll unravel it for you. We'll give you the story. We'll give you the story behind the story. Here, Kenny's Vancouver. So usually it's me staying up late, but of late, actually, Kenny's been waking up mornings, I think.
Yeah, we've had a lot more morning ones lately.
Yeah.
Nice. We Eastern people, we have to kind of accommodate a little more, so it's just the way it is.
We're so high maintenance.
It's unbelievable.
Thanks a lot.
As long as you guys know it, it's not as bad.
Yeah.
Amy, it's nice to see you.
Yeah, you too. That was a really fun day. It was really great hanging out and getting to know you guys. And yeah.
No, it was, and that poor guy who had to play with us, right?
Yeah, he was so good. Jonathan? No, David.
He was so good, and we were so bad.
Good. You were good too. Stop.
No, yeah. But it's pretty awesome. So.
Yeah, it was a really good day. I'm glad I did it.
Yeah. For the audience, we have Amy Rempel with us. And I met Amy at the CHFA golf tournament, like a month ago, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe?
I think it was June 11th or something like that.
Yeah, it feels like we squeezed in a lot of summer because like a month ago was our first, like that day was the hottest day we'd had in a long time.
Oh my gosh, it was so hot. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like the first day, and then there's been summer, but not before that, not a day before that, actually.
No, that's right.
Yeah. You know what'd be awesome is so the way we kind of do these podcasts is we just did a little bit of an intro to get you in here, but if you can introduce yourself and then tell us who you are, what you do, and then how you got here. Like your journey is really interesting to us, and then it'll be interesting because Kenny knows nothing about you. So
true.
Yeah. So and then
waiting to hear what's Amy about.
Yeah. So the next kind of like 40-45 minutes is yours. You take us where you want to go. We will definitely get to. You've been so kind to introduce us to a bunch of your brands. So we've got those guys in the mix. So we'll get to those guys, I'm sure, at some point and talk about that as well. But yeah. So I'll shut up now.
Great.
This is your show. You take it away and tell us who you are.
All right. Hi, my name is Amy Rempel, and I own Elevation Brands, which is a brand management company or a broker. Some people know it as that. So I do sales and brand management for health and beauty brands. So I help scale brands across Canada onto retail shelves. And then I actually recently launched my own brand called Fresh Faces Skincare, and it is Canada's first skincare line for kids. And I really saw just being in the space, seeing a gap in the marketplace, but also this increased want, I would say. I don't know if it's really a need, but it's definitely a want for kids ages about really 6+ and using products they shouldn't be. And so that's sort of what took me on that journey a little while ago. And I officially launched May 27th of this year.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Fresh new.
Yeah, very new.
Dang.
Yeah.
So the premise was what? Just so they don't use. I don't know many 6-year-olds using skincare, but I'm thinking like skincare could be suntan lotion, skincare could be a bunch of things.
Yeah.
But so we don't want them to use mom and dad stuff. So you
exactly. Yeah, and that's what's been happening. So there is a trend. I don't know if I should name the store, but there's a very popular store that especially girls like to go into and buy a 6-step routine by a big brand that's made for adults and not for kids. And it's actually doing more damage than good. And just in June alone, there were 4 articles that came out in more mainstream media for the first time. So I think I'm just on the precipice of this because it's really just been a TikTok trend for, and it's really also rooted in beauty standards, which I hate, especially at that age, like putting that on these kids to look better. I don't even know what they're trying to do.
Old, how bad is your skin?
They have perfect skin. They have perfect skin. The only thing is, sunscreen. That makes sense during the day for sure. And then at night, sure, you can clean your face and put some moisturizer on. It's not going to do any harm, but it has to be the right product so it actually protects the barrier of their skin instead of changing it. We don't want them to change their skin yet. And that's what adult products do. Like anti-aging products, right? You're not supposed to use those till you're after 25 years of age. So a little young.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that either.
It's like the minimum, but you really like post 30.
I mean, why would you need a lot of that?
Really,
every person is different.
Yeah.
I mean, different skin, but I mean, for the most part, anybody under 25 really, outside of probably something like acne or things like that. I mean, how bad can your skin be? Per se, I mean, anything's not.
But when you're a teenager, like a teenage girl is in a real hurry to look.
Well, because the whole world tells her that
they
she
want to look
needs
26, right? Is really what they want to look like.
And that big box retailer that you're talking about doesn't help that way either. So they need to also step up and.
I agree. Yeah, they need to take some responsibility and
we'll get too deep into this one because I'm going to ask you 12,000 questions and we'll be all product focused. So I get why was this the result of you having kids that you noticed or other kids, or was this like you came by this honestly? Like you could have just walked in the store and thought, holy shit, man, there's no kids' sons care. You know what? This is a need. I mean, really?
Yeah, so kind of how it started. So I've been in the clean beauty space for a long time, and even got into, and when I initially started getting interested in it was when my daughter was 8 months old. So I do have 2 kids, and I was all of a sudden interested in what was in their products. And that was sort of took me on the journey of really switching out my cleaners, my shampoo, my makeup, all of my kids' stuff that I put on their body. And so I was always really interested in that side of things. And I've actually been in the health food space though for over 20 years. And so I kind of was in it already, but not so much on the health and beauty side, like that side. And so now my daughter's 18. So we've been using and switched out our products before it was really trendy or cool. And now my son, he's younger, he's 15. But so one of the things my daughter actually told me about was this TikTok trend that was going on, because I asked about, I think I just asked her about like are younger kids using skincare or something? I forget how we got on the topic, but she said, oh my gosh, you got to check out this trend on TikTok. It's terrible. And so when I looked at it, I mean, I was in shock at some of the videos I was finding of girls as young as 6 years old. And what's also kind of disturbing is the parents that allow this. and even to have these anyway, that's a whole other thing. But
A whole different
but
topic, but
yeah,
I totally, I get it.
yeah. And so like even for even for my social media, it's me on there. Like I'm marketing to the moms really, and because I don't
Right.
want kids on my page. And if they are, I have one kid on my page, and she's you can't see, like, we put hearts over her eyes, or like, we don't.
Right.
We're really trying to really flip the script on what this trend is doing,
Right.
and really focusing on the healthy habits and hygiene of doing this instead of having those, the beauty
Right.
standards part of it.
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
on you.
Right.
Good on you.
Well, yeah. I guess because some of the kid, I mean, I know, like, for example, like some acne is just acne. It's just, some kids are more susceptible. A lot of it is like, I mean, I don't know what you guys were like when you were little, but washing our face was like a treat in a sense. You know what I mean? Like you went out and played. You didn't sit and have this regiment of unless your mom was yelling at you,
Totally.
to finally wash your hands or wash your face. I mean,
so
whatever, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Until I got it. When I was a teenager, I did start using product, like actual skincare, I guess, but nothing like what it was made for teens. It was made for teens. What really has been missing is that tween demographic. Like really, I say mine is 8 to 12 years old. I feel like that's more normal to start the process. And my son came to me at 12 years old asking to be put on some skincare. He's like, I just want to prevent any like acne or pimples. And so that makes sense to me. I'm like, yeah.
Makes total sense.
And he just did cleanser and moisturizer though. That's it. Because that's all he needs. And then sunscreen during the day if he's out and about, and but simple. You don't need a lot when you're that age.
It's just the cleanliness of the ingredients. I've never, I don't picture a lot of young people having a regiment at 12, 13, 14. You picture that at 30. But then you start thinking, well, yeah, I mean, if you forget how much social media and shit does to influence, right?
Yeah.
And then you do start reading packaging, you're thinking, wow, this is a little bit out of control.
And there's a couple of kind of major retailers that do like very, very not invasive. They're just very good at social media, right? Like it's engaging. I follow a couple of them, and then I'm a 50-year-old male, and I find it interesting, right? So, how can they not at that age, right? So
it's also the packaging. So the packaging of two particular brands are completely geared to kids. And then you look at the products and they have active ingredients in them that they're not supposed to be using. There is like such a lack of responsibility on their part. And that's what makes me angry, that like what they just care about the bottom line. I mean, the average spend of a 7-year-old, so 7 to 18 years old, will go into this big store, and the average spend is $168 per visit USD. That's US.
That's craziness.
I know.
Really?
Yeah, because they're also buying more than, so my set is, I have 2 products. They're buying, 5, 6 products too at a time.
Watch them in that store when they shop. The first off, nothing's, when you start getting skincare for adults, $400, $500, $600, a little bottle, it doesn't take long to get to $120.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's because it's so attractive, and it is such a nice look. It's a nice logo. It feels good. Like, it's not hard to spend in there.
You can't throw stone in glass houses, right? Like, so I made a living at Neutrogena for many years.
Oh yeah.
So anti-aging is, but you're also talking to.
You were pitching to people our age. People our age
who have discretionary spend and should be researching their own stuff to see if we match, right? So there's a different argument there. Like a 6-year-old is like,
they're not going to go do
research to a 6-year-old for.
Yeah, no,
an adult product. I mean, again, if you want to teach regimen, I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that, because good hygiene habits are you carry for life. It's not that's 18.
Yeah,
better than what we had. So that's great.
Yeah,
but you don't need all the other shit in it. I mean, it's not.
Wow, that's craziness.
Agreed.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't, because it really has been almost this underground trend and only on TikTok. Yeah. And now, like I said, like I couldn't believe, like I launched May 27th, June 6th, there were 2 articles in Today's Parents. June 9th, there was the Global Cosmetics Industry magazine article about this. And then the end of June, like I think it was June 25th, the Globe and Mail had an article on this as well, on the TikTok. It literally, in the article, like title, TikTok trend is like in the title. So it's really coming to a head, and I think that's so great. And I honestly, I just can't believe the timing of my launch, because it just really was like, could not have been better.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome. Do you want to, so we can go where you want to go. I think the other thing I'm curious about, because I actually want to come back to this, because I want to ask you more. I guess my question is like, you've now launched your own brand. Before that, you were working with, brands that, like when I go to your site, for example,
yep.
You talk about, we actually love this, right? Because Kenny and I do a lot around this about, because you tell brands, right? Like if you're ready to scale, if you're prepared to increase production, if you have a distributor in place and you have funds for listing fees and intro deals.
Oh, well, you talk good talk.
Like, bless you, right? Because
I'm very transparent about that.
Yeah. Well, we work hard. I think we're on the flip side of you, is we kind of go, don't call people like Amy until you're ready, because she's going to ask you how much money you have. And if you go, I don't have any money, she's going to like, what?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Nobody does this for free, right?
I actually edited my website a little bit to say that, because I actually have spoken to brands who are like, well, this broker said they would take me on, and I'm listening to them like, you're not ready for a broker. No, don't do it. Don't waste your money. And
they're ready for retail. Never mind a broker.
Oh, they're not ready for retail. Exactly. Yeah.
Shouldn't be doing anything at this moment.
Exactly. And then they were just like, thank you so much. Like, no one's told me this. So I really hope that, like, because I know brokers in the past haven't had a great reputation. And so some of them, there are some really good ones out there now, but I still find there's some that will just take it because it's money and not because they're actually ready and can do something with the brand. And that's just really unfair to me.
Well, it serves no purpose. I mean, you're setting people up for failure.
Totally. Absolutely. Yeah. So what I did do is, because I get a lot of very new brands that come to me, I actually just recently came out with more of like a consulting package. So it's like a 3-month deal, and it is to like bridge that gap. So going from D2C to retail, what do you need to do? What's all the stuff that needs to happen? Because what I learned at the beginning when I started Elevation Brands was I had a great brand, but it took us 11 months to get a distributor. So that's where I was like, okay, wait a second. You're paying me to find you a distributor, and I'm not selling you. Like, there was, it was definitely some learning curves. And so that's why I changed that. I'm like, if you have a distributor, you're ready for me. So I made sure that I switched it up a bit. So people wouldn't be, essentially wasting their money. Like, obviously I'm there to help and advise, and, I hope they learned a lot, but at the same time, really my role is to get sales. That's a big part of being a broker. And so I felt, I just felt like, okay, I think I need to make sure people get to that point first. Here's all the information, and with this, the consulting package, helping them with listing forms, all of that stuff. But if they don't land a distributor, but they're on their way, because it can take a long time just to get answers. Here's all of the tools you need. Now go and finalize it, and then come back to me when you're ready. And then I have 2 brands with that right now. I have a 3rd one coming on board in August. So there's definitely a need there and a want. And also getting that like one-on-one time with me bi-weekly as well, I think is really helpful.
I like that. I like that a lot. And then
because it's
where you are, because I think we struggle with that a lot. Like, there are a handful of, kind of brokers out there that we've kind of like sent people to and things like that. And I think a lot of times part of it is, they come back to us when they've met with people, and sometimes they're really not clear, right? Like these brands already struggle with things, and then they're not clear because of the language the broker uses.
Yeah.
And then we need to start again. Like, honestly, Kenny and I do a lot of that, where you go, sorry, so who did you talk to? And
why?
Did you talk to a broker, distributor? Which one? Well,
what's a broker? What's a distributor? Like, you guys, they're completely different beasts,
the answer
right?
there should never be, Well, it's
No.
like, did you hire them to
Yeah.
sell or did you hire them to move boxes? Which one is it, right?
Or were you
Like,
hoping to get both out of them? Like, but
yeah,
I
but
understand what you're
even
asking.
there we say like
Hmm.
they do one better than the other. So which one is it, right? Because
Hmm.
there are people who move boxes who will kind of help you sell some stuff, but the kind of help you sell some stuff isn't for you, it's for them. So they keep their boxes moving, right? Like, so it's
Hmm.
kind of like you need to know what you're after, right? Like you need to know
Yeah.
who you talk to, right? Like that's cool.
Hmm.
Um, okay, so um if there are brands looking for you, like what are there certain channels that you're after? Do you cover the whole market? Like what do
Looks like
you
you're pretty solid and
yeah,
natural. Like that
yeah.
you're
It's
pretty good.
natural channel for sure.
Right.
That's where all of my contacts and relationships lie.
Right.
I'm like third generation in this business in terms of like food business, grocery
Oh,
business. And then my great grandfather actually, when he immigrated from Italy,
really?
he opened up a grocery store. And we started with in his little place. He had his bed there, and he had a front little space. And he started with like one loaf of bread, one carton of eggs, and like a thing of milk. And he sold those, and then he bought 2 cartons of eggs, 2 loaves of bread, right? And then that's how he grew, and he actually grew massively. Like I can't believe it. They, yeah, massively. And they ended up partnering with Metro Quebec, and my great grandfather brought Metro Ontario to Ontario. So
Wow.
he
So you
opened the
really
first
are you're
store.
really into this.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like I
Wow.
got to go to their, sorry, the first store was in Kirkland, Ontario. That's where they
Yeah.
Wow.
opened the first Metro store. And I had gone, I guess I was like in my early 20s, and it was the 75th anniversary. And so I got this awesome book. It's like a history book. And I totally forgot about it for a long time. And I was cleaning out something and I found it. And I was like, okay, I know there's a Metro link with my family, but I just couldn't remember. And I'm reading it. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
And no one was in there, man. No one was a big shot.
Yeah, I know. He was. It was pretty amazing. And then they did end up selling the business eventually. I forget who it was to now, but that was a little while ago. But then my dad every summer he would go back. So it was in Quebec. It was called Montemiros. And his family lived in Toronto, and he would go back every summer to work for my great grandfather, his grandfather,
That's
his
awesome.
no. And then that's when, and he's been in it ever since. So he was a kid, and then he actually started Canada's first health food distribution company called Beck Trading back in like 1990, when health food was not a thing, and it was disgusting. I'll be completely honest, because guess who got to taste test? Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was terrible. But anyway, so long story short, when he sold to Tree of Life in 2001, that's when I kind of started working for other companies. But I really was working, my first trade show, I was about 7 years old. And then I started working for him at about 12, labeling over US products so we could get it on shelf in Canada. That was my job. And all
That's
my friends got
awesome.
employed by him. My husband actually was employed by him at one point too. So anyways, yeah. So it's like in my blood big time.
Well, clearly, like
That's amazing. What a
you
great
didn't fall
story.
into this when you were born into this one.
Oh, I had no choice. My brother's
Nothing
in
wrong with
it
that.
as well.
It's
Yeah,
cool. It's a cool industry. It's a lot of fun.
it
It just
is.
it can
I
be
love
really
it.
taxing, and well, because you've been around long. If there's pitfalls, you got to really be careful.
Yeah, exactly. There is a lot of volatility, I find, especially being a broker. It's actually why another reason I came out with my package, because it kind of gave me this set timeline, knowing when I have a brand and when I would lose a brand, because sometimes you never know, which has happened to me before. You think everything's going great, and then you get the email that they're like, oh, we just, we want to take sales inside now, or
Yeah.
we want a
Well,
bigger broker because we need more feet on the ground. And I
yeah.
totally understand those. And thankfully, like, I have great relationships with everybody still, because I know it's just business. I know they're doing what's best for their brand, but I have to do also what's best for me. So
Yeah.
I got to make sure I have some planning
Yeah.
in place. So yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. Okay, so grocery in the blood, like that's
Yeah.
No, like that's
so
baked in.
we love those stories on the show. Like we've talked to so
Yeah.
many multi-generational
Oh, cool.
families that have done this year over year, kind of generation over generation. But
Yeah.
I didn't know well, we didn't get there during golf. We were
No, we didn't.
occupied with some other things. So, but I love that a lot. I love that
Thank
a
you.
lot.
Yeah. And now my kids are getting involved. So my daughter works for my dad at the CHFA every year
Okay.
for the last 3
Okay.
years. She'll be there
Yeah.
again. My dad's 72, still kicking. He comes to the show. He doesn't do Vancouver anymore, but my
Okay.
brother's working with him and will eventually take it over. And then my daughter goes there, and then my son's going to work my Fresh Faces booth. And he helped me last year too. So we're just like, we'll just keep going.
I think that's wonderful. I mean, you know, honestly, like it's a great industry. You can learn a lot.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it, man.
Yeah, no,
Nothing
they
wrong
love
with
it. And they're very excited about Fresh Faces and being a part of it. It's kind of cool. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess in large part, they're, you know, they would be the inspiration for it, clearly, because,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
so it's really all about them to a large, I mean, you don't want to say that too loud because they already think the whole world's all about them, but you know.
Yeah,
No,
no, absolutely. I don't think if it wasn't for me having kids, I don't know if I would have started looking at those ingredient lists and,
Maybe not,
and
because
being
why
very
would you?
mindful. Right, exactly. Yeah, it's funny how you don't care about yourself, but like when you have a kid, you're like, wait a second, what am I feeding them? What am I
Well, it
putting on
changes
them?
things, right? Well, because I mean, that's in essence, that's our job, right? That's
Yeah,
the role we're supposed to play. But yeah, when you start to dig at things, you start thinking, wow, there's a lot of really just shitty product out there.
yeah.
Whether it's shitty food, there's just a lot of shitty product.
Oh yeah,
A lot
absolutely.
of good product, but you shouldn't have to hunt
I know
so
exactly.
hard to
Yeah.
find stuff. Like it should be, you would think it'd be more readily available. And you would think that the big guys would actually, you can make more money on the clean stuff than you can on the dirty stuff in a
well,
lot
they're,
of ways.
they're figuring that out now, right? Like they're
They are.
starting to get
Can
there.
I tell you a really big
Yeah.
announcent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
Wait, is it a trade secret or something? Or oh my gosh, what's that? No
I
way.
went-
I had a friend who was just did this.
yeah, I got a golden ticket and I'm gonna be on shelf at Walmart.
That's
in
fantastic.
February.
It's crazy.
I just did a
that's
post on
awesome.
LinkedIn, Phil, so you can check it out. Yeah, but I
Okay.
wanted to I was like, oh, I can announce it here.
Yes,
That's fantastic.
amazing.
Yeah. So and what's awesome is they're I won't be in all the stores right away, but just
Don't
a
want to
roll.
anyway.
No, I don't want to do that yet anyways, but I just can't believe it really solidified I'm on the right track and I'm doing something that is needed. And even the buyer, even though it's such a conventional store, she was so excited to see this product because she's tired of these products that even Walmart has that kids are buying and they shouldn't be because they look like they're for kids, but they're not. I can tell you off air what that brand is, but she wants to put me right beside it. It's kind of cool.
And good for you. So how do you do this though? Like help me out with this one, because this is going to be the challenge, which you're already aware of anyway. But now you're coming into a very large box, truly conventional. Like we know, like truly conventional. How does this consumer going to understand?
Mm-hmm.
Like one, does she care? I'll say she because it's still predominantly women shopping.
Yeah, that's one of their
I
main.
know we're trying to get that world, but we're still stuck in the past. It's still
No, definitively she. So
it is.
The problem, this isn't even hey, grocery stores, more guys are cooking, they're buying. This is a category that
very different. Yeah.
Skincare is definitively a women-defined category. Even in places like Asia, like Japan and Korea, where there are lots of guys, it's still a women understood category. So she is.
So how's she going to understand this? So that's good. You go to the shelf. What do I care? Because you're probably going to be, I'm going to guess, at a premium. You don't have to be, you don't have to have a 50% delta, but I'm assuming you're going to be a little more expensive. It's not typically a consumer that I'm sure the three of us would say is typically on the forefront. Not for, not to pick on Walmart consumers, but really the health food people typically will try a lot of different shit. Sometimes I don't know why they do, but it's typically a little ahead.
Yeah.
Like how are you going to?
Yeah, that's a great question because that's exactly what I've been figuring out or trying to figure out and did talk to them about that. And so the positioning of the product will be with the women's skincare,
which is perfect,
in a shipper. And on the shipper, it's going to have a little lip and it's going to say skincare for kids because it's such a new category. It does not exist that you have to be able to look at the shelf, in 1.5 seconds and see something that's going to catch their eye. And my products are bright orange. So it's also to draw them in, but also so it could be for boys and girls too, right? So, but yeah, that was part of it. So that was, I have actually have a tray from like my indie accounts that says it's the same thing. It fits both of the products in. It says skincare for kids, and they can just slide it onto the shelf because, again, it's like it doesn't exist. So why would no one's not going to go into a store and look for it because they've tried. Because that's how I'm getting into stores is I'm like, do you get requests for this? Like, yes, all the time. And they can maybe show them like a adult clean version product.
Right. It's still it's not
but
for
kids like the fun packaging, right? They like something that's more for them instead of these, like, they're very, the other stuff's very much packaged for adult women, except for a couple of brands. But in the clean industry, I'm noticing that it's more mature looking and not for that like 8-9-year-old, let's say.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the brand called?
Important.
What's the brand called, Amy?
Oh, Fresh Faces Skincare. And I know it's a podcast, but I can show you guys while you're on here. So
well, it's either that or I'm going to do, because he can search without people knowing, and I can't do that. So I've already tried. Okay.
Yeah, so I have a foaming face wash, 160 ml.
Okay, so even the fonts are a little more kid friendly, like
more fun. It's actually like a little smiley face almost.
Yeah,
like
I get that.
And so it's I've gotten very good feedback from a lot of kids. So I'm like, great.
No, that's interesting. I didn't really. Yeah, I'm still kind of baffled that there's a need for this, but I get it. Like I'm happy.
It's a want.
Yeah,
it's not a need; it's a want.
Well, to me, I would spin it almost like it's a want for a parent in a sense that if TikTok is going to influence them to do this stuff, which again, good hygiene habits are not a bad thing. Let's be clear.
Exactly.
But I don't want them using a lot of chemical shit if they don't. Why do they don't need it?
Yeah, exactly.
If you're going to do this, then you need better.
And that's where like the education piece comes in too, is like really, that's why I'm like marketing to moms mainly, parents, but mainly moms who purchase this, because you're like, wait, they're the ones buying this at the store. They clearly aren't aware of what they're putting on their kids' skin and that they shouldn't be. So that's going to be a big component of my social media, maybe some advertising, marketing that I end up doing with some of these other retailers. Yeah.
There's some neat, so a few things that kind of like stick with me. One is like, it's a neat place to be. I'm sure that's not like that. It isn't why you did it, but you're going to wind up in a lot of ways being a steward of their faces, right? Because they're going to start here. Those kids, hopefully what they get as they start to use this product is they actually find a reliable voice for being able to learn what a skincare regimen should be, right? Because that happens a lot. Like you've got I've got a 17 and an 18-year-old, right? Yours is 18. Like the friends around them, right? And the amount of makeup, and you kind of go, why are you doing, oh gosh, like, by the time you're 20, you've put on so much makeup that your skin needs a really long time to try and recover, right? Because you've kind of like harmed a lot of your skin already.
Yeah.
And so I feel like one, that could be something that these kids, as they grow up, they start to come back to you to go, listen, like, what's next, right? Like, what? Okay, I got it, right? So like for us, it was like wash your face and then wash your face with some soap, right? Like, and then that was it, right? So now kids are now using your product, so that's kind of cool. That's very cool.
Right now, is there anybody in the States who's doing this? Like, are you really out? Like, I know this is a white space
here
for conventional retail.
Yeah, definitely here. I do have one. I have one competitor that's in that same big box store, but it's a U.S. made company, right? And they're I've actually looked at some of those stores for it, and I can't even find it. So I don't know if it's just online, maybe in Canada. But they're a lot more expensive than me. So I'm very competitively priced also. And for Walmart, it's actually, the pricing is not going to be that bad, because in comparison, I'm over $10 cheaper for my cream.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. And I think they're, from what I've seen, I think their face wash is made in China, and then their other products are made in the U.S.
And you're manufactured here, like in Canada.
Yeah, in Manitoba, I have a co-packer, and
Awesome.
yeah, they're amazing. They've been such a great partner so far. So, yeah.
This is very cool.
No, it's
Thank you.
very interesting. So let me ask you something, because you understand this game and you'll help.
Yeah.
The question will be, it's not to pick on you, it's more to help the others.
Yeah.
Like, your distribution right now is predominantly natural.
Yeah.
The healthier channel.
Yeah.
What are they going to say when you're in Walmart? Like, what do you think it's going to do, positively or adversely?
Yeah, like with my consumers, or
with your consumer and or the retailers. And the reason I ask you specifically, because you're in this game and you get it.
Yeah.
Because we do try to teach people things like that too, is you can take any retailer you want. Just understand the implications of every choice you sort of make.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was one of my concerns. I actually spoke to a brand who's in Walmart, but has been in the natural channel mostly as well. And he said it hasn't affected his business. He said, if anything, it's just widened the demographic, because those people shopping in Walmart aren't going to a Healthy Planet or Goodness Me. And so I think there is going to be, I think it's going to be okay. And I think even with my pricing, it's not going to be a massive difference. Okay. And I really want to make sure of that. I do want to be ethical about it as well. So it's something that we haven't discussed yet. Like, this happened like 2 days ago. So I haven't got the vendor agreement yet, but she said she's sending it to me. And so, there's some time for some like negotiations, but what I also plan on doing is really supporting and building my retailers in the meantime, before I get on shelf in Walmart. Yeah.
Well, Walmart wants to do this. I think ultimately, if they're going to step up, and they need to step up on a bunch of things. This isn't about blowing your brains out. This isn't about price point.
Yeah.
It's about a product that's required on the shelf.
Yeah.
And their consumer is going to have to pay a premium, in essence, just like everybody else's, because that's where typically, as you know, because we're talking now so that other people can learn from you as well, is that's you can't go to them and have a delta of 40 points off the channels you're already in or the stores you're already in. That's not going to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? They need to.
And what's interesting in the health and beauty section, I am seeing brands that are higher end now. And so that's what got me also excited, was like, I don't think my price point is going to be that crazy, because like I go there now, like my son loves Dr. Squatch, and it's an expensive deodorant, but it's a little bit cheaper at Walmart. It's still expensive for Walmart, but I'm telling you, every time I go, there's like one left, or it's sold out. So I know that there are people, they are there. Yeah, exactly. So I feel really good about, that's why I feel really good about it. And I'm not too concerned with the price point. So I think it's going to do really well, actually. And I kind of always pictured it there for some reason. I don't know why. It just kept popping into my head that I saw it on a Walmart shelf. So maybe I'm just really in tune.
I think it's a good play in that. I think it's one of those ones out of it. The natural health consumer is already pretty ahead and educated in terms of what they're looking for. I think it's really important to be in traditional, conventional channels, because typically those people aren't the ones shopping health food, to your point. So they're not going to be on the latest clean trends.
Right.
And you don't want them 20 years down the road. The gaps need to be tighter. It's in health today. It should be in mass tomorrow, almost. Not like it's been, which is years and years before it hits.
Yes, that's true. And I mean, the thing is, again, it's like those consumers just see the shipper skincare for kids, and all they're hearing at home is, my kid wants a skincare routine. And so that's what it is. It's not even about them picking it up and like reading the ingredients. They might not, that demographic might not, but at least they know it's made for them. It's made for their kids.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's the main point. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Thanks.
That's impressive. It's you know what it's like. It's not easy.
No, it's not. And I think it's really, I'm very fortunate that I do know the business well, because I feel like I was able to start like 10 steps ahead, just because I work with so many new brands. Yeah. A lot of them do not come from this industry.
No, we know that.
Which I'm sure you've come across. So So yeah, it's
I
different when you've been in it. It's easier. It is like I haven't had a lot of hiccups. I haven't had a lot of barriers. But I also understand that there are products that can do very well, and then there's others that won't. And I can see that just from being in it for so long. One of the biggest things I've seen is people introducing something, I guess, more foreign to the market that people are like, I don't know about that one, you know, but it's like here, okay, this is obviously it's trending. It's skincare. Everyone knows skincare. It's not scary. It's not different. It's not new. It's just geared to somebody different. Yeah.
I think that like if you're a listener and you're following, like I think the things that we always talk about this, but it's hard to get examples, right? But when you get kind of amazing partners, those are things that, you know, like, so you started talking about, this is your brand you're talking about, but immediately, like, it was like, yay, I got listed at Walmart. And then I can see it, right? Because you like immediately went to, how do I set this thing up so it's actually going to sell? Right?
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, if I were to venture, this is what a good partner looks like, right? Is a brand worries about, how do I get it into the store? Like Amy was already going, I don't care about that. But not that I don't care, but the
It's not
hard
the
part
hard
is
part.
not
Out's
getting
the
it
hard
in.
part.
It's getting it out,
Exactly.
right? Like, so if it goes in there and it
Yep.
never leaves, like it's nothing but bad news, right? Like
that
think
I tell my brands, I'm like, honestly, it's easy to get on shelf. It's the
Yeah.
turnover you need to worry
That's
about. And
challenge.
so what I've done, like, you know, I've even told my brands, like, they want to get in more doors. And I'm like, you're in a lot of doors, but like, let's go deeper, not
Yeah.
wider. Like, you can make a lot of money, but it's all about consumer turnover. That's what makes your money, not getting into new doors, especially because at first they always want intro deals or listing fees. You lose money sometimes in getting into new doors. So so what I've been doing is, because I'm a very small broker, it's me and someone works for me part-time. So I don't do a lot of the direct to consumer marketing, but what I like to do and what I've been really focusing on is getting all of that information for them from these individual retailers, and then sending like the smaller chains, and then making sure my brands have the information they need. And I tell you, I am so impressed with some of these independent retailers that are willing to help me out because they know I work with smaller brands. They're like, here's a list, all free for Elevation Brands for a year. Like, that's amazing. Like, I really, the support's been incredible. Like it really is. And it's a small industry, you know, like my kids laugh at me because I go to CHFA and they're like, you know everybody. And I was like, well, it's been like 20 years. I better know everybody.
It's a small industry and it's a tight industry. Like, I
is.
know, and that's what I think people don't understand, is that's why we never leave it. It's because
Yeah.
it's actually a really nice
leaving all
community.
my friends. Like,
No,
exactly.
totally get it.
Yeah. So I mean, you don't get what you don't ask for. And I literally just like, okay, I want a meeting with this marketing guy. Let me talk to him. And then he came back to me with like 5-6 things that are here free. Just let's get it moving. And I'm like, yes, like, because it's a win-win. If their products move, you make money, and we all make money. So like, that's the point of selling product.
Yes, that's the whole purpose, right?
That makes everything run. So, and stay in business. So it's a win-win-win.
I think the other one, before I forget it, because I forget things a lot now, I think it's hanging around Kenny. But I think the other thing that I noticed, you know, if you're listening to go back and listen to it, but you know, the other thing that you picked up on that most brands don't, even the experienced ones, right? Because you said, I'm not going to be in all the stores right away, right? Like that grasp of, you know, because we always ask that, because sometimes we get brands that go, yeah, I got listed. And you're like, okay, where'd you get listed? And like, I don't know, at Walmart. And you're like, that's
so
a
many.
lot. It's like, so how many did you get listed in? Like, is it just a certain trait? Is it a certain set of stores? Are they testing you in the province? Like, what's do you know
set?
what I mean? Like, you know, or the one that's more frightening is someone who goes, oh, I met with Lawbust, they're going to list me. And you're like, okay,
oh
well,
God. Yeah.
like,
So
I'm not
which
touching
one,
them.
right? Like, I don't know, all of them. And you're like, oh God, I hope not all of them, right? Like, but now it matters, right? Like, do you want to be in a No Frills? Do you want to be in Fortinos? Like, where, right? Like,
And they have different, anyway, there's
Yeah.
different segments even within Loblaws. Like, is it discount, market, or
Yeah.
like there's different?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Well, how many of the discounts? Like east, west, all of it, some of it,
yeah,
select stores, the shitty stores, the good stores. Like,
I think
they're
the big
also
thing,
just
like,
sorry, go
yeah.
ahead.
No, please go ahead. You
I
were
was
gonna
just
say.
gonna say they're also like very shocked when they find out how much it costs to get into that banner, and they're like,
well, and they
"Wait,
don't understand. Well, and
Yeah.
it's typical. You know, we've got numerous of them. I just got a debit, and it's a big number. You're thinking, well, did you not ask any questions when you were
Yeah.
there? Like,
yeah,
nobody does. You know, they're not there to. You know, we always pick on Loblaws, but you know,
I
it's a
think the
big
big
corp.
thing
It's
is,
driven.
because we do get asked that a lot, right? Because it feels like one is, if you're a brand and you're starting to grow and expand, advanced conversations with partners or potential partners sounds a little bit like this, right? Is you've got someone who's thinking about all the nuts and bolts that you need to go forward, right? Because often we meet folks that are like, "Oh, I talked to 3 brokers." And you're like, "So what do you think?" And they're like, "They seem good." And you're like, "What does that mean?
What does
Like,
that
do
mean?
they have answers for you? Do they have definitive questions for you?"
yeah, yeah,
Like, I feel like a broker that really understands how things work, or is trying to figure out how to match with you, is taking apart your business immediately to go, what fits, what doesn't fit, what is going to be a vulnerability and what's not, right? Like,
yeah.
it's
Well, they
You
yeah.
should
also
ask you a lot
have
of questions too. If your broker didn't
Mhm.
ask you, where do you want to be, or how does it fit here? Like, if it's just yes, 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 and it run you just to you know take a retainer.
Yeah,
I mean, what's
exactly.
the point?
Yeah, yeah. And I think that too, like there are still some brokers that don't have a great reputation, but brands don't know that until
Yeah.
they're in it,
Too late.
or they don't ask somebody
Yeah.
else for like
Exactly.
their opinion, or
Well, they get sold a good story, right?
totally, yeah.
I'll get you here, I'll get you there, and you're thinking you got to
Yeah.
get past the buyer. Nobody makes the decision except that individual.
Mhm.
So don't, don't be sold into that. Anybody can get you anything. It's really not up to them.
So if brands, like, what's a good, so kind of emerging brands that have some of those things that we talked about at the beginning set up, should be coming to you. And then are folks that are looking for distribution or like accounts nationally or in Ontario, or what is kind of the right kind of set for them to be coming to you, I think is
Mhm.
probably something these guys need to know as well, right?
Yeah, I think if they have distribution nationally, I can definitely help them nationally initially. And I always tell them this, that like if you do get a lot bigger out west and you want feet on the ground, like I totally understand, like then you need
Yeah.
a bigger national broker.
Yeah.
But I do have the right contacts out west for the most
Yeah.
part, and then leverage the distributor and their reps as well. So initially, especially because like I said, working with newer brands, they have a much smaller budget. So they couldn't have like 2 regional brokers. So it's like, let's
Yeah.
start with one,
Yeah.
see how much we can get done. And then they can go from there. Maybe then they go on to the next step where they work with a bigger broker that has sales reps across the country, right? Which is totally normal and totally fine. That's just, you kind of hope that happens in a way. Like you want them to succeed. And that's, like it's not like, oh, I want them to leave me, but it's like, I
No,
understand.
but there's an evolution of things, right? Like,
When they
like this
outgrow you is kind of
not a
not it's
stagnant
not a good thing,
industry.
but it's a great thing to
Yeah.
them. You know what I mean? Like it's good.
Yeah,
But
for
it's
sure.
not a
Good for you
stagnant
necessarily
industry,
at that
right? Like,
moment, but
all
it's
things
good.
end, all things evolve, right? And
That's
so
true.
partnerships are partnerships for a reason, right? Like, because they work to a certain extent, and then
Mhm.
like things have to change, right? Like
Yeah.
that's just the way the world is, right? So
Yeah, growth
um,
happens, and
yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
you don't fit in that same
correct.
area, you've been
Yeah,
in, so you got to
yeah.
expand that and grow. Hmm.
Yeah, it's
Interesting.
interesting because we do have, like, we've heard it a few times. There's quite a few brands that Kenny and I know out west that have had kind of partnerships with national brokerages that they really don't love, right? Because
Mm,
a few of the big ones, they just don't they don't look after, when you've got a regional
yeah.
broker, it's a different game, it's a different relationship. There's more they're more hands on, right? And then you get to national and it's a lot less, right? So we've heard that a few times actually. So
They expect you to be, I guess, to do a lot different. I mean,
Mhm.
if someone's in a whole national play, it's a whole different world. They're not worried about the corner store where your
Yeah.
local independent regional broker might. I mean, and that's why, multiple brokers is not the end of the world either. Multiple distributors may not be the end of the world. More to manage,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you can balance life out. It's not a one fit all package for anything. People have different experience, expertise.
Exactly. And that's why I always
feet on the
tell
ground, whatever.
brands don't ever sign an exclusive. Just to keep it open. You just never know what can happen.
Exactly.
That's all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're doing yourself no favors by doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I
Well,
love
good for
it.
you.
We're excited. Okay, so do you know when, because your early days on this Walmart thing, do you know when you get out on shelves
It won't
or?
be till February, though, I would assume. Right?
February, yeah. So she
Yeah.
was saying
When
the
skincare comes in.
planogram for this
Yeah.
set comes out in February. Shipment starts in January.
Yeah.
Okay.
So so I got to work on that shipper because I don't have that yet. That's
Yeah.
kind of my next thing figuring out my costing with that added in. But then I would obviously take out the current case and add, but it will be more because it's a shipper
It's
and I
more.
want printing on it. And, they just rip off the top and put on the shelf
Yeah.
because she was saying they don't have, they have a policy, like there's no shelf tags allowed. I forget what it's called, like clean shelf policy or
clean
something
shelf.
like yeah.
Everybody has something like that.
Yeah.
They'll
So
allow you either a lip on the packaging or something where you can actually do a
yeah,
little bit of education, whatever that
exactly.
means.
And
It's even just kids only or for kids only, whatever you want, but something
exactly, yeah, because she really did like that, and she agreed. Like nobody's gonna know what it is because it does not exist, and so it's kind of cool because I told her I was like, it'd be so neat if we this was before I got the golden ticket. And I was like, we should really link arms and create this category for this age group because it doesn't exist, and Walmart would really be on the precipice of this whole thing and being able to offer various things to this age group. There's a lot of stuff out there that's for this age group that isn't really known. And I'm finding that and it's actually brands coming to me. So that's been kind of cool. So so I hope to see something like a little set in there.
might be the pioneer in this one.
Totally we would be.
Kids things. But
Yeah.
you could go crazy on this
That'd be
one.
really cool, actually.
I know. I think it's a great idea. And that's why I said, I'm like, we would be pioneers in this. I think she really liked that though. I think she got excited. So, and it was so funny. She was like total poker face the whole time. And then all of a sudden it just flipped and she was actually really excited. So I was like, oh, I'm getting ready for rejection here. I thought she hated it.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Less buyers.
Pretty exciting. Oh my gosh. There's when you get the golden ticket and you come out with her and they have cowbells and they're you get an interview and they took photos, professional photos of you and all this stuff. It's really neat. Very good experience actually. And this is our very first one. So it's kind of neat to make sort of Walmart history, and they'll be doing it every year. And they apparently already have this program in the other countries. So
yeah, I've heard of golden ticket. I've seen it in the US before, but that's kind of cool. I didn't know they were actually doing that here.
That's two people I know now that have done this week.
Yeah,
it was Tuesday or Wednesday, right?
Yeah,
a buddy who got the same thing, got a golden ticket as well.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm starting to see the posts on LinkedIn coming in now of actually. So two of my brands were there and they got golden tickets too.
That's awesome.
We're very excited.
You are on a roll.
And then there's me. So my buddy, it goes, hey, should I LinkedIn it? I said, just wait. Don't jinx anything. Get a PO.
Yeah.
Get a PO. Because anything can happen. I said, just get a PO.
That's what my dad sounds like.
Get a PO. Because it's old. You're thinking, no, don't do anything. Shh.
Yeah.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I'm waiting. She said she's going to send me the vendor agreement. So when I get that, I think I'll feel okay.
Yeah, well, you get the ball rolling. I mean, they're not going to waste their time. There's no interest. They don't want to do the work. I don't blame them. If you're going to go. When they send you shit, you're going.
Yeah. I agree.
You should be good to go. That's awesome. Good for you. That's
good for you.
Thanks
so
so much.
You have to keep us updated. You have to keep us abreast of what's going on.
So one thing we put out stuff on YouTube all the time, And so when you launch at shelf, you should come back and we'll record a little 10-15 minute
Oh
so the
yeah, awesome.
community knows that you're on shelf and they know
Okay.
they know where to find you, all that kind of stuff. So at least people can go out and support you.
If they want to support you
Yeah.
today, though, because you have
Yeah.
launched over.
Yes,
a month
yeah.
now. So where are you now? Like, are
Um,
you in Goodness Me, Nature's Emporium, Healthy Planet? Are you with those folks yet?
so Goodness Me wants to take me on board. I'm just speaking with a bigger distributor right now to get it there. And but I am in Ambrosia and I will
Nice.
be on well.ca in a couple weeks. So I'll be
Nice.
available national, which will be amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward actually to building that business on well.ca. I think it's going to be really good. And the buyer was
Right one.
very excited too. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
we're
the
going to
right
work
one.
together to like launch it properly and really get it in front of people. And then I live in Collingwood, so I have a local place called the Pine Refillery that carries it as well. And she's been a really great partner. I had my launch party there and everything, and it was super
Wow.
fun.
That's
Yeah,
good.
That's amazing.
yeah. She's been really supportive.
Love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I am glad you came on. This is fantastic.
Thanks. I'm so glad you invited me. This is
Oh, that's
great.
really cool. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Oh, thanks.
Really
Yeah,
cool.
and I'm
Appreciate it.
talking to a couple of your brands, so we
Yeah.
should get a bunch of them on as well. So that should be pretty fun, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
You'll have a good time with them.
amazing. Okay, no, this is great. And then we'll definitely see you. I think we'll be at CHFA, so we'll see you at CHFA as well.
Awesome. Yeah, Fresh Faces will be in Incubator Alley, and I
Yeah.
applied to Launchpad.
Oh wow!
Fingers
Okay.
crossed. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But
Fingers
yeah, and then
crossed.
I'll be kind of I'll have other brands there. So that's why I need my son at the booth to stay
Yeah.
there, and then I'll be going around to my
Okay.
my
Moving
brands because they go with their distributors, which I recommend.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm small.
Yeah, it's
so I
probably
prefer
smart.
them with their distributors.
That
Yeah,
makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
it's a great
Yeah.
place to be.
Well, you got a chance. I mean, who are you working with? I'm working with, whoever.
Exactly. It's like so easy. And I just find like the distributors have seem to be able to score the appointments and like the buyers will come and
Yeah.
walk with them through the aisle. And so
Yeah.
Well, it's easy, right? There's so many
Great.
brands. I don't have to,
totally, yeah.
set
Yeah.
up a
Unless you're a really
vendor
big
and all the
broker,
bullshit with
they
it.
don't take appointments. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Great. Well, yeah, I hope to
Um,
see you. That would be great.
We
Definitely.
will see you. Yeah.
Sounds
That's
good.
cool.
Awesome. Amy, thanks so much. Go and have a great day.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah,
Thank
we'll talk to
you.
you
Thanks
soon.
for doing this.
You too. My pleasure. It was really great chatting with you guys.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, you
All
stick
right.
around.
Have a great
Amy,
day.
you go and enjoy your day.
Thanks. You too.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.
Cool.
Wow.
She's
Yeah.
cool. I like her.
Well, what's nice when you talk to someone like that, who actually, she comes from it. So it's just nice when someone's not going in blind. Do you know what I mean? She knows what she's doing. She knows the risks. But I think this is, I think this is actually kind of cool. Their white space always is tough, but I think this one's pretty cool.
I think so I am on this because I think when you do get a broker on, like, just all the things that we heard that are good, right? Like, she's super pragmatic about it, so
That's what I like.
even her, it's her brand. She got a golden ticket, which is no small feat. And then you can see the shift, right? Because she goes from like, yay, to like,
Okay,
how
now
many,
what?
what is it going to cost me? How
Yeah.
do I make sure I drive stuff off shelf? What do I ask for, right? Like, she was ready to go, listen, cosmetics or facial care, it's a very busy set. Can I get a tray in there? Can I get, right? So,
Yeah.
when you're a brand, that is the partnership stuff that you're looking for, right? So if you are talking to brokers, you actually need to feel this. So don't let there are some brokers that'll just make you feel good, right? And those are not the ones you want. What you want is you need that, like, she gets awfully pragmatic very quickly. And I think that's why I'm harping on it a little bit, because I heard it and you just kind of, like, it ticks a bunch of boxes in your head because you go, this person is thinking not emotionally, but thinking about rationally, like, what do we have to do when we get the relationship? what do we have to do to move everything forward, right? I like that.
Which is all I heard, which
Yeah.
is what I liked too.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
you don't
yeah.
care about bullshit,
Yeah.
shiny promises that you can't deliver on.
Correct.
Like this seems to be very, no, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to think of. Like, you know, even as if she does, I always do. I love people who have their own brands because I know then she knows what to ask.
Yeah.
More what
Yeah.
you said is that you don't go in and just get all hyperactive and start posting. I got in Walmart and this and that. Breathe for a second. Okay, what is you mean? What did you ask for? What are you getting? How many stores? What does it look like? Like she's already there.
Oh,
Where
she's
most come out,
past it, right? Like that moment of euphoria is gone. Celebrate, and then like, gosh, like
18. But now what?
pressure's on, right? She doesn't even have the deal sheets yet. She doesn't have her vendor agreement yet, and she's already thinking about like, what do I got to do? Like, how do I get this thing on shelf? How do I move it forward? How do
No, I
I?
think her thinking is exactly what it needs to be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
totally
her a
with
lot.
you on that.
Yeah, I like her a
Really
lot.
with you on that. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good call. All right, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Stop.